Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alright everybody, it looks like we are live just after 5, bang on. Love it when a plan comes together. Oh, Shelly Mack in the house already, thank you very much. Off to a fantastic start. Right, again, I'll probably skip the intros because we've seen and heard them enough, but the reason we broadcast on Twitch is because YouTube have very kindly taken down 2 of my channels. Then they were preventing me from editing my episodes, and then they were, editing my show, and they were deleting episodes, so I was just like, look, we need to find another way. So we broadcast live on Twitch, live at 5 every day from wherever I am in the world. Currently UK on GMT. We upload either depending on what's in it, either the episode or trailer, partial episode or full episode up onto YouTube, depending on what the content is on it. And then we upload the full episode onto Streamanity, where you can set your own fee according to how you judge the quality. So talking about that, let's have a quick look at Streamanity. I've just been on there. Here we go. So I'm only human. Sometimes things get me down a little bit, but you just got eyes on the prize, keep your head down, plod on. Look at this. These numpties have actually done a video here without TK, and bearing in mind both Steve and Pursuit and Derek McGill are both B-Crash shitcoiners, and old Isaac Morehouse, is just kind of like happy to sit on the fence so long as people like him. There's only TK that's a genuine Bitcoiner in amongst them, and they're full of shit because they don't know what they're talking about, and they've put a video up here. They don't give people a chance to listen to it for free, and they've charged £2 for absolute shit. I can't listen to them because I know they're full of shit, and yet 49 people have paid. So he's basically made $100 from talking absolute crap. Which is a little bit depressing, really. I mean, like they've got the audacity to charge £2. So I mean, who's listening to him? It's just like shitcoin traders who just like fancy laugh. Because I mean, it's just like, I can't listen to shit. I can't handle it. It's just like, look, you're talking shit. So like, give me some stuff that's gonna benefit my life. You know, I mean, I'm doing my best. But I mean, I'm only charging like 20 cents for a video. But check this out. My best performing video on Streamanity is this one that's got CSW in the title. And well, I thought it was quite clever. Obviously, clickbait with it being load of crap. You know, lying. Craig Wright screwed us, but you know the reason I did that is because I've got his initials there. Craig S screwed us all, and then Wright with his initials on it. So anybody who's seen that one knows that he hasn't actually screwed us. I'm just kind of like ripping the piss. It's kind of clickbait, but it seems like every video that's got any mention of Craig in it, you know, just gets loads of videos. So maybe if my channel gets taken down, I'll just call it CSW TV. I won't know because you know I'm not gonna pander to an audience. I'm gonna do what I want, and if people follow me, that's great. If they don't, that's their choice. I mean, I know in the future there are going to be like loads and loads of people coming over because they're gonna be asking like what the hell happened, because they don't know. We know exactly what happened. So yeah, I've got a few videos that I actually want to go through on YouTube. So we'll just have a quick look at these figures, because this again is the most interesting part at the moment. So it looks like these D stealth drive, whatever it is, has just tailed off a little bit, because I was looking at the monitor here and we're just sort of like back down to 2.8 transactions a second. But just to show how they weren't being shown, I mean, even on the scaling test network, it's saying average transactions per second, you know, last 24 hours, like what, 2 transactions a second. Well, where was all this, you know, 13, 14 transactions a second? Again, not shown on the scaling test network, and not shown on any of these other shitcoin charts either, which was Bitcoin Blocks Live, one of my favorites. So again, I mean, it would be you know, competing with Ethereum and XRP, and we all know that XRP is just a load of bullshit wash trading. Yeah, that's absolute crap. And Ethereum, it's just all this DeFi bollocks, you know, because they're all effectively like, you know, equivalent to like ERC20 tokens. So they're not being shown, even on this transactions last 24 hours. Even on, actually, what was that last one? Average transactions per hour. 24 hours really. 3 years log. Look, I mean, they're just not being shown. So again, high level stuff is what we're witnessing there. To be able to actually have all these transactions on the main chain, and yet not have any of these shitcoin enterprise charts pick up on what's going on underneath the bonnet. The revving engine that is the genuine Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean, look at these transactions. Look, that's 4 zeros there. See, 0.0000. Yeah, these are apps, and it's by unrecognized. So, you know, something is doing something. Testing these micro payments out, and also, like, you know, at full pelt. So yeah. But talking about testing microtransactions out at full pelt, if we just go to my profile, bring up this recent tweet by CSW. This was the one. No, not that CZ one. What on earth? Here we go. So initially, it's somebody thought it was BSV Russia that sent this to me. So Craig's posted, and bearing in mind, this is classic negative language, right, that we're trying to get past. So there will not be institutional investment. People are just like, what? Oh my God, no institutional investment. I thought this is what Bitcoin was all about. There will be no institutional investment. Real institutional investment, while there is no methodology. Again, I mean, it's really negative stuff. that is available to recover stolen or otherwise lost assets. So again, not institutional investment, no real institutional investment, no mythology, stolen and lost assets. I was just like, this is shocking. This is shocking. So I translated it and I said, look, in positive language, this translates as real institutional investment, i.e. big players, will only come in once a methodology for recovering stolen or lost assets has been established. So in other words, doing it for the big players. This is what it's all about. So I've realized now that the first 10 years, the tulip period that I mentioned, which was the period of dilution, distribution, and effectively sort of like decentralization of the centralized starting point, was really kind of like just to get noticed. So it would have been for, I mean, it's fads. Members of the public pick up on things first because institutions don't bother with small things. So first of all, it would have been like, people, initially investors getting exceptionally rich from it. If you bought in it when it was like under a penny, and it went to over $100, I mean, that's an absolutely staggering return. So again, Craig has purposely designed this to shoot up in value because it's price discovery that he's using to get Bitcoin noticed. So the first 10 years would have all been about price discovery, people talking about it. What is this thing? Other people need to get involved. Fixed supply. Again, all these bullshit narratives like scarcity make number go up and all this crap. But that's what the first 10 years was all about. It was making people exceptionally rich, building the mining network, the distributed mining network all around the world. Now that period is finished as of the 1st of January 2020. It is now about the institutional investment. It is about adding value. And Bitcoin doesn't give anyone any more value. Well, doesn't give anything as much value as it does for corporations. The big players, because whereas let's say we here, just ordinary folk, are buying Bitcoin and hoping number go up, educating people about it, using it, getting data sovereignty on platforms like Streamanity, Twitch, Relica, profiting from our data so that large corporations are not monitoring, tracking and selling it. Whereas with institutions, it actually saves them money as well. Huge amounts of money, millions if not billions. So it's really corporations that are going to absolutely explode on this thing. Because initially they're going to be literally like corporate cocaine. Like I said, there's going to be a very small handful of people, i.e. us, who are in on this early days, and made into, multi-millionaires, billionaires, actually probably more like, but a very, very small handful. Because what's going to happen is we hear the small handful are already in, and then behind us are the massive institutional investors, the huge corporations, all coming in. So it's the massive, huge corporation investors that are basically going to elevate us, and then below that, you just get the rest of society coming in. They're literally dealing in sats. So there's going to be a very, very small minority of the population, which is us, which are going to be, billionaires probably. Multiply the holdings that you've got by 40 million, and then work out if you're going to be a billionaire or not. That's really what you need to do. But it's all about institutions coming in. Institutional investment, institutions using it, corporations using it, multinational corporations. That is what the period of value is now. So whereas I named the first period like the tulip period, I might actually name the period that we're in now. I mean, I said it's like the period of adding value, but I mean, to give it a name, really, we could call it corporate period, maybe. Yeah, the Bitcoin corporate period. So going from a tulip period, which was the period of speculation, and the Tulip Trust was initially designed to wipe that out, but I don't think he's going to do that anymore, which is a good thing. But like I said, I honestly think that's what he intended on doing. That was the point of creating it. So now we're effectively in the corporate stage. It's going to be corporates flooding in, like absolutely flooding in. So yeah, this he knows this. So again, you know, remedying or you know, coming up with a methodology to recover stolen or otherwise lost assets from the institutional investors and showing them the usage. So again, you know, I don't know what these apps are, but we'll just remind ourselves once more of the image that KP Dad sent me of the institutions that we know about that are coming on. There it is. Really should. I need to add this to my my show images. Yeah. So these are just the ones that we know about. You know, GeoSpock I'm particularly excited about just because it's kind of like the where it's really showing you all the data and the power of Bitcoin as decentralized, distributed, single ledger. It's just absolutely monstrous of what's going to happen. So again, we need to be ready for it. But really, I know this sounds, yeah, I mean, we need to be doing as much as we can. But really, it's a case of like sitting tight because I can't do what the institutions are going to do. You know, but again, my role here is really just because social media is important. Social media gets the message out. You know, so let's say, for example, you know, in terms of people that I contacted, I Am Satoshi was one of them. You know, and look what he's done now. Just from me saying, look, you know, read my stuff. Ask me questions, and then all of a sudden, yeah, like 70,000 followers doing these giveaways and stuff like that. So you never know, you know, who you never know unless you give it a go, you know. And that was just one. You know, I mean, but obviously, you know, there was I love being on Captain Bitcoin's show, like the BSV channel was that around. You know, like Tramp's become a character in the space now, promoting TDXP. You don't know who is going to do what. You know, just have an idea, give it a go. But, you know, I would say, yeah, I mean, add as much value as you can. But generally, you know, do that while at the same time just sitting tight. You know, like literally, you know, promoting it, using it, getting used to it, telling other people about it. But, you know, when these institutions come in, you know, it's going to be absolutely massive. And as we know, well, as Curtis said, there's, you know, big announcements coming in 3 or so weeks. So, yeah, going to be big, people, going to be big. Let's have a quick look at the Twitch numbers. Here we go. Following. Where's the Acorn stack? Here we go. So, still also 127 users, and then before that, 191 users, 596 users, and 1,788 users in that 24-hour period. So that was 3 days. 3 days ago now, you know, and again, you know, getting the 10% off spends of anybody that you send an invitation to. So, yeah, get involved in that. Let's have a quick... have we looked at CoinDance yet? Don't think we have. Huh. Here we go. So, again... oh, look at this. Tal. Macking it hard. Unknown miner on there. So, it's Tal and Unknown Miner today. Let's have a quick look at any changes in these charts. So not really. Okay, let's have a look for the Tal. No, look, there's no Tal on there, but Hathor. Oh, you know, stealing a little bit. Whoa! Look at this. Hathor on B Crash. Fantastic. Hathor on B Crash, keeping them at bay. So profitability. So it's 6.1% more profitable to mine on BTC than BSB. But this is why Hathor's on there. So just saying that it's more profitable to mine on BTC than it's B Crash. Just stop miners from mining on it and winning the block. That's hilarious. That's really funny. Hathor cracks me up. Just sheer spite. Sheer spite. Brilliant. Brilliant. But here we go. So it's over 24 hours. So Tal macking it hard. 39.5%. Other mining pools, again, I think they're associated with Hathor. Might be Satoshi Nakamoto behind there. But good to see Norpool, Mempool with a healthy percentage there. Don't really want BTC.com or via BTC on there. They're shitcoin enterprises. But look, we got SV Pool and Matter Pool. So the really good guys on the Bitcoin chain. So really, there's only 2 shitcoin enterprises on the chain at the moment, which is BTC.com and via BTC. And again, I think via BTC is just hedging their bets, just because I don't really have a clue what Bitcoin is. But right. Interesting stuff. Let's have a quick look at the shitcoin market while we're here. Cause why not? Here we go. So, ooh, look at this. Shitcoin is going to be shitting themselves. Absolutely shitting themselves. Look at this. Here we go. What's this? So that is over a 1 week. So it's down 24% in the week. Down almost like 10% today. Still up in the month though, but look at that. It could have topped out, 58. But again, it's shitcoin enterprises. I mean, I guess dirty traders are going to be trying to push it down as much as they can. But down from 58,000 to 43,800. Jeepers. That's quite a drop. Yeah, that's going to be all over the news, that one. There we go. So, yeah, like a sea of red at the moment. See what the biggest losers are. There's Uniswap, 14%. I mean, it's just BSV's back in the top 20. Some shitcoin enterprises dropped out. Cardano, big faller. All these shitcoin enterprises saying they're going to go fully into Cardano. I mean, I saw some absolutely hilarious ones on that. So let's have a look at some of these articles that I found for myself. Here we go. I saw one from Bitcoin.com. Oh, this was the one. Look at this. Oh dear, oh dear. This is so funny. Dubai-based crypto investment fund to convert $750 million worth of BTC into ADA and Polkadot tokens. I met a guy at I can't remember what it was called. It was an event in London where a pumpkin lady, whatever her name was there. I can't remember the name of it now. Something like whatever it was. But anyway, it says here, Dubai-based crypto-based investment fund FD7 Ventures says it will offload BTC worth 750 million, and we use the proceeds to increase positions in Cardano and Polkadot tokens. It just goes to show you that they have no clue. They have absolutely no clue. It is ridiculous. So people with all the gear and no idea. All this money and shit for brains because they haven't figured it out yet. Like, absolutely nuts. So according to FD7 Ventures, this switch to the two shitcoins, helped the fund to better serve the interests of investors who were looking to diversify their portfolios. Adding more risk to it. Absolutely insane. Altcoins preferred. In his remarks following this announcement, Prakash Chad, the managing director of FD7 Ventures, they are going to hurt, touts the potential of the two altcoins while claiming that BTC is actually pretty useless. What? And DOT and Cardano are? Are you kidding me? Projects such as Cardano and Polkadot and Ethereum are the foundations for the new internet and the web. See, look, everybody's kind of like looking out for this thing, and nobody is looking at the genuine Bitcoin. No one is looking at BSV. Like literally, when it takes off, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I'm glad those figures weren't shown to the world, because price that could trigger the bull run literally, and it's like I've got money coming. I don't need that just yet. The managing director adds that after spending time with the founders of both projects, Gavin Wood and Charles Hoskinson, oh dear, he's willing to bet that each of Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot will be more valuable than Bitcoin within the next few years. Oh my god. Oh my god. Absolute pieces of utter dog shit. Utter dog shit. Oh dear. Let's have a look at this one. Cointelegraph, they've said here 1 billion people will store life savings on their phones in Bitcoin by 2026. Says MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor. The next 5 years will see the first billion people opting to store their wealth using Bitcoin simply using mobile devices, says the MicroStrategy CEO. They can't do anything with it. I mean, honestly, literally, you cannot do anything with it. Let's say it does 7 transactions per second. It can't even do that if you think about it, because you've got this ridiculous replace by fees system, like where Andreas Antonopoulos reported the other day. This guy's transaction has been in the meme pool for 10 days. 10 days. So you might be thinking, oh, it does 7 transactions a second. It's just slow, but my transaction will go through. You cannot wait 10 days to transfer something. It is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So Coolcoin will be the savings method of choice for 1 billion people on their phones by 2026. MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor predicts. Dear oh dear, he has no clue that Bitcoin is BSV. In an interview with CNBC on February 23rd, Saylor, whose company owns in excess of 70,000 BTC, continued his public Coolcoin advocacy, calling it the dominant digital monetary network. Saylor, billions will choose Bitcoin for savings. I can't even be bothered to read the rest of it, because I mean, SegWit is just so obvious. SegWit stares you in the face. They weren't even trying to hide it. As a soft fork, they were like, yeah, SegWit, gonna segregate those signatures, and people have no idea about the implications of what it meant. Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Check this out. So this was, I'm just going to go through this actually. This was the Financial Times talking about Anthony Pompliano. So I haven't read this yet, so gonna read this now. So when Bitcoin bros talk money printing. If central banks can print money out of thin air, why can't the rest of us? Dole. Oh my goodness. So our favourite non-self-identifying Bitcoin bro, Anthony Pompliano, co-founder of Morgan Creek Digital Assets, seems quite excited this week. Yes, sure. Bitcoin, Coolcoin might be down 18% since its all-time high, above $58,000 on Sunday, but it turns out that Coolcoin can, at least to a certain extent, weather bad news about Tether. So yeah, remember that? When he said, remember Tether FUD. So yeah, remember that? Silly fools trying to argue that Tether, the dollar-pegged stablecoin that is used for most of Bitcoin trading, is not actually backed by real dollars and is some kind of racket or something. Who would believe such a thing, huh? And then Pompous said here, Tether is, and this was back in 2017. Tether is the biggest racket ever. Highly doubt it is actually pegged 1-to-1. What? And now look, now what a hypocrite. So first of all saying it's a racket, and now he's just like, oh yeah, that FUD's bollocks. Again, just it's all number go up. It's all number go up and protecting that number. So yeah, that was Pomp back in 2017, getting it right. The New York Attorney General's almost 2-year probe into the company concluded this week that Tether did not have the dollars to back the tokens that it was issuing at the time. The company and its sister trading platform Bitfinex have now been barred from operating in the state of New York and have agreed an $18.5 million settlement, which is literally absolutely pathetic, considering they magicked up over $850 850 million, was it? Yeah, 850 million. Oh, let's have a look at their market cap. It's something insane. Here we go. Tether. Market cap 27 billion. 27 billion. Now, bear in mind that a billion is 1,000 million. And they were just told to pay 18. So they've got 27,000 million and they were only told to pay 18. It's literally absolute pittance. Absolute pittance. But I mean, the thing is though, if they've been like, so initially the New York attorney have said, right, you're not allowed to operate. If they carry on, the Commodities Future Exchange Commission will get involved, and then it's the Department of Justice that come in. So are they going to keep on printing it? Many people seem to think so. I've heard shitcoiners literally talking on their YouTube channels saying, oh, now the Tether FUD is over. They've been told to pay $18.5 million, which is a slap on the wrist for them. So everybody should be comfortable with it now because it's all been sorted and brushed under the carpet. No, they had to pay an $18.5 million fine. That proves they did something wrong. You know, it's just 18.5 million is pathetic compared to the amount of racketeering that they've done. Yeah, unbelievable. So, Attorney General Letitia James said the company's reckless and unlawful cover-up unlawfully covered up massive financial losses to keep their scheme going and protect their bottom line. And quotes here from her, Tether's claim that its virtual currency was fully backed by US dollars at all times was a lie, she added. These companies obscure the true risk investors face, and we operate in unlicensed and unregulated individuals as entities dealing with the darkest corners of the financial system. The investigation found that, no later than mid-2017, Tether had no access to banking anywhere in the world, and so for periods of time held no reserves to back Tethers in circulation at the rate of $1 to every Tether, contrary to its reputations. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. A large part of Tether FUD, fear, uncertainty and doubt, has always been that Tether may not be backed by dollars it says it has. It says it is backed by. And now we have a ruling that has found exactly that. So the FUDsters, we'd argue, have been proven right on at least this. But Pomp doesn't seem in the least bit bothered by the assertion. He's not trying to say the New York attorney's judgment was wrong. Rather, the Coolcoin would survive with or without Tether. It won't. Which runs contrary to another key argument from Tether FUDsters. So, Tether FUDsters, that Coolcoin would crash if Tether collapsed. We'd argue that's not quite clear, however. Tether has somehow managed to maintain its peg to the dollar this week despite the New York Attorney General's ruling, meaning that Coolcoin and the widespread crypto market haven't actually been yet exposed to Tether losing its dollar peg or breaking the buck, because it in fact hasn't. The missed capital in question, after all, isn't really an issue unless there's a large and sudden flow of redemptions that cannot be honoured. But again, I mean, look at this. So the price is coming down, and is Tether going to start printing more? Because it's Tether that's been propping the market up. No more Tether coming in, no more pumps. Like, seriously, what are they going to do? What's going to come in? I haven't seen any whale calls recently. I mean, dare they do it? Let's have a quick look. At whale alerts. Seriously? Come on. Well, there we go. Let's see if they've actually printed any more Tether. I mean, literally, I'll be speechless if they have. So that's Binance. That's Binance coin, basically. Pax. HUSD. Whatever. There's another scam coin. Yeah, that's Circle Coin from Coinbase. Binance Coin. Circle Coin. I mean, again, this is like 14 hours ago, so Circle coin. Oh dear. I mean, where are these billion-dollar pumps? You know, that come overnight. What is going to save? What's going to save Corecoin now? Look at that. There is so far. So this is yesterday. You know, will they have the? I don't think they'll be able to stop. I don't think they'll be able to help themselves. They're just simply going to move, move different regions. Get out of New York. But look at this. No billion-dollar printing. I think Corecoin is going to be screwed. I think they're going to be screwed big time. Big time. Dear oh dear. So the New York Attorney General's probe only covered the period until 2019, and so we haven't gained any new information on what the current backing of Tether is, though the company insists the tokens are fully backed by Tether reserves. They said that before. From Pomp, that's enough to deem Tether suddenly trustworthy in a trustless world. So he's said here on Jan 19th, both of those statements are true. Just because Tether isn't backed one-to-one doesn't mean there is any impact on Bitcoin. It is likely that it wasn't backed one-to-one years ago and is now backed fully too. He's honestly absolutely delusional. Absolutely delusional if they think this thing is going to continue. Corecoin was absolutely propped up by Tether. $1 billion a day going into the market. Absolutely insane. You know, and now those people who printed Tether, they're all going to be cashing out their Corecoin, you know, into dirty dollars, you know. Doing what all these exit scammers have done, like Charles Hoskinson and Charlie Lee. So while there is a chance we guess that Tether's controlling entities have ponied up the cash to make up the capital whole, in reality it's impossible to be sure without a proper and thorough audit, which they have never undergone. But it doesn't seem like Pomp really cares whether Tethers are fully backed or not anyway, because, well, the Fed prints money out of thin air too. What a dick. Tether was accused of creating digital dollars backed by nothing to prop up Corecoin's price, while we watched the Fed Reserve create $4 trillion backed by nothing to prop up asset prices. The irony is unfathomable. Yeah, but there's slightly difference between, you know, an organisation doing it with the backing of the government and just a private entity deciding to just print money up from nothing. You know, that's the big difference there. Ridiculous. We guess the difference is that the Fed isn't claiming that it has the backing for the money it has pumped into the system over the past decade or so, whereas Tether have always maintained just this and have been found to have lied. What's more, in the case of the Fed, its fiat actually is the backing of the money it creates, not just faith. That is ever since Nixon broke out of the Bretton Woods fixed exchange system against gold in 1971. So what is Pomp actually trying to say here? If Tether can do it, should all of us be allowed to issue money out of thin air just because the Fed does? And should it be okay for us to lie about it being backed by Fed dollars too? All that said, Corecoin's relative resilience in the face of this Tether ruling, as well as the resilience of Tether itself, is noteworthy. We'll be publishing more on Tether next week. Stay tuned. And asterisk here. We have stated here before, Mr. Pomplano does not identify as a Bitcoin bro, but we feel the term is justified given the type of tosh he tweets, and so we'll continue to use it until he proves himself otherwise. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Yeah, he's gonna come a cropper. Seriously gonna come a cropper when we know what's coming. It's inevitable. I mean, the facade is coming down. But the Ponzi scheme is so big, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to be the person, you know, nobody wants to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. But that, unfortunately, is exactly how it's going to happen. Like, yeah, seriously, you know, and we know it. Let's see what else there was. Oh, yeah, so I saw this earlier. I don't know what this is, but they called themselves Mirror BSV, banking on Bitcoin. So they've said this was on the 18th of Feb. They said, "Hello world, Mirror BSV just received its first deposit from Trader Bart, whatever. Your support is greatly appreciated. Enjoy your MBSV tokens and non-compounding interest paid to your PayMail every Saturday starting from next week. I have no idea what they are. So basically they're saying, oh yeah, well give us your money and we'll give you a little bit back. There's no way I'm handing over my money to an organ. They haven't even got a website. There have been 6 purchases of money BSV tokens so far. In the coming weeks, after seeing this regular interest payments and thereby ensuring the legitimacy of this business, more BFVs will buy the token. What? BSV, Mirror BSV will soon dominate the BSV ecosystem? Really? Like, all I'm saying is, like, I'm a bit skeptical of this thing. You know? What is this? Oh, and they've said here it's Feb 24, it's the 24th of Feb. And we have an announcement too. The next 100 beta users will receive interest on their BSV deposits. So they're asking you to hand over your BSV to them. Like, who are they? Oh yeah, just give us your money and we'll give you a little bit back. Well, what for? So paid until the launch of our website. Put your Bitcoins to work. Hand them to us and we'll give you a little bit back. No, thank you. Like, you know, explain yourselves first. Prove yourselves. I can't believe people are actually doing this. So today is Friday and tomorrow is Fun Day. 10% interest until the launch of our website. I don't like it. And when they say shit like this, yeah, just give us your money, hand it over, and we'll run off with it. You know. I'm not saying they will, but I just don't like what they're doing here. I mean, what are they? So I'm just saying, like, be cautious. Think what you're doing. Is really all I'm saying on that one. But right, so we'll leave it there for the YouTube trailer. Let's get into some of this stuff. And hey, Phoenix, everybody. Nice one. Cheers, guys. Right, well, hope you enjoy the show. So, yeah, as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you guys later. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi to take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways.